record producer and owner of his very own record label, the Spirit label. According to Joe, the idea for the label cropped up about 18 months ago when he tallied up how much money he was left with after disbanding the successful Falcons. He found he'd been ripped off and wanted to give some of his young musician friends the opportunity of making records under somewhat different circumstances.
There's plenty of time to sort of throw that line in, right? I keep myself busy.
Always keen to hold as low a profile as possible, Joe invited a few of his talented friends to record for Spirit. The Black Sorrows were his first recording artists.
I screen printed the covers and got all the, organised the pressings of the records and physically went out and sold the records to people and went to shops and import shops and placed them there and got some orders and went to Sydney and sold them in import shops and took them to Brisbane and stuff. So I sold this, I had 500 copies and I sold them all in a week. And it was great, and I thought, wow, this is really mighty, and I broke even. And I figured it wasn't really a hard thing to do after all. And it was a real personal touch. And from that, Mushroom Records, because I'm contracted to Mushroom Records, and legally I'm not supposed to be recording for anybody else, but they sort of waived the technicalities and stuff and said, okay, well, the record's really good, we should release it on the white label.
On the basis of a handshake agreement whereby Joe and the artist would divide any profits 50-50, Joe's Spirit family, Jane Clifton, Nick Smith, Billy Baxter and Steve Hoy, put out singles and got ready to hit the road around Australia with the Mighty Spirit show.
My idea was that we kind of work the records out and then go and record them and only spend a day in the studio and make the most of it. So it worked out really well with Billy's and Nick's and Steve, and I spent 2 days on Stephen's album, and that was, I think, the spirit of that album is really fantastic. I enjoy working with people like Billy and stuff. I think, you know, it's something that you can do and it's fun. I kind of don't like the idea of working. I don't think I could work for a record company, for instance, where I have to push product that I necessarily wouldn't like. I mean, I'm only doing stuff that I like, so.
In 1980, young Billy Baxter was the name on everyone's lips. From obscurity to immortalised stardom in just a few months, Billy has now released his own single on the Spirit label. According to Joe Camilleri, Billy is a talent that's been overlooked for too long. As the song implies, he's not only a great guy, but he's a slick stand-up comedian, actor and singer too.
Well, it's been for me, and as well as the other cats on the label, it's been the opportunity to be able to record and do it in circumstances which have been not only comfortable, but conducive to creative output, you know. And it's been a big amount of fun too.
Could you have recorded with someone else if you wanted to?
Oh, you know, maybe, but it would have been a lot harder. Well, it's harder to go to a major company and say, listen, here's a demo I did, you know. What do you reckon? And they'll say, oh yeah, look, we haven't listened to it yet, yada yada yada, you know. But with Joe it was easy. He lived down the road, and he was accessible and amenable and all that stuff, so he was very easy to communicate with, and his label was a label that wasn't looking for, you know, instant return, saying, oh yeah, no, it'll never be a hit, no, it'll never be a number 10 or a number 1. You know, so it was easy to do.
The trick to all this thing with Spirit label seems to me to be that you've got to live near Joe or know him through someone else. Is that the way it works?
Well, you know, initially I guess it's easy to do that. I mean, when you go out looking for Bob a job, you start at the lady next door, you know. It gives 20 cents to mow the lawn, and then you work out from there, like he's currently recording Sydney people and Adelaide people that have just approached him with tapes, so.
He's filling a hole in the market that is otherwise not there for the young struggling artists who can't be bothered going through all the hassle with the majors?
Yeah, I guess he's doing that. Yeah. Without, I don't think he's consciously putting himself on that cross. You know, he's not being a martyr like you'd like to get some return too. But at the same time, he's making it a lot easier for people not to have to go around knocking on doors and stuff like that, you know, which is good, because after 20 years in the business himself and having, you know, trodden that well-worn path, he knows that it can be frustrating and all that jazz.
think you'd be doing now if you hadn't come across Spirit, or if Spirit hadn't come across you?
It's kind of hard to say. Maybe, I don't know, St Kilda Council is a very good place to start. I mean, you know, it's a goofy thing, fate, isn't it, you know? I mean, I kind of find if you go out chasing stuff, that's the best way for it to elude you. And if you just let things sort of take their own course, well, you know, that's the way it works best for me.
What's the future for Billy Baxter?
For me, well, I'd like to do some more recording and be able to combine that with my other interests. Like, I haven't been singing that long, only a couple of years, maybe 3 years, singing professionally, seriously. So I'd like to pursue that interest and get better at it, you know, and be able to do a little bit more recording in a because the first song I did, Too Late to Turn Back Now, was a cover tune, and now I'd like to be able to use the recording.
For Billy's ballads, let's kick, let's stir the stew. Shy. Well, I was looking at you so hard that you must have had a hunch. So you came up to me and asked me to be yours. You beat me to the punch that time. You beat me to the punch, yes you did. You beat me to the punch, yeah. Whoa, 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 after seems a long, long time. Well, I wanted to know, would you be mine? Whenever you came around, my heart was bound. I must have had some hunch, but you came up to me and asked me to be yours. Beat me to the punch that time. You beat me to the punch, yes you did. Beat me to the punch, yeah. Since I found you, I thought you would be true and love and tender, but I let my heart surrender to you, yes I did. But I found out beyond a doubt that day, girl, you were a play girl who would go anywhere and leave me. Put me down, this time I'm gonna play my punch. I'm walking away this very day. Beat you to the punch that time. I'll beat you to the punch, yes I will.